of this second game.
Entering already into that ban phase, and we know FlyQuest in the past has been that team to be unique with their ban pick phase and their ban protect phase rather, and they're already hovering that Luna Snow, potentially going to ban that character instead of Emma Frost, which we've seen permabanned, it feels like, in that first slot.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a single match now where that was not banned, where Emma was not banned out off the rip. And I'm always curious, you know, if there's a little ego in play, if people want to see who's the better Emma, but I guess not quite yet, as we won't be seeing Emma on the side of FlyQuest, but they're not afraid to go against Emma. Curious to see what kind of comp they're going to build to help battle that back. Going to lock in the Luna for themselves too. So that is a cool and unique strategy there. We haven't seen that yet.
No, we haven't. And like we mentioned earlier with Human Torch, right? This team was playing Human Torch before it was theoretically like meta, right? A lot of people were waiting for that buff to kind of come through, and then he was sort of like you couldn't ignore him, right? You couldn't ignore the power of Human Torch. Ultron banned on that side. I've seen, I believe, some FlyQuest Ultron gameplay, so they like to focus towards that hero, but that's always what you want to see, right? Show your cards early, right? Ban out that Luna Snow, protect the Luna Snow. On the other side for Ego Death, the protection. I mean, what do you think, Shib? Is it going to be that Emma Frost?
We might see it. I think it would be cool to witness, but I'm not. Oh, yep, there it is immediately. But like I said, I just think FlyQuest is not afraid to do unique things. This ban out of Luna, allowing the Emma to go through. I'm curious to see how that plays out. Obviously, it's definitely different than what we've seen in the past, but Luna is just in such a good place right now. Obviously, we heard a little bit ago that the alt change is definitely noticeable, but the damage, the raw healing value, the poke, it's just insane. So will that be enough of a trade as they ban out Magneto and are probably hoping to lock that in the future? If not, they're going to be running a very off meta Vanguard lineup.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because you would think Invisible Woman banned now. I mean, maybe they are trying to show towards different comps. You're right, they could have potentially even banned the Magneto, no? On the side of Ego Death. I mean, maybe they're scared of something from FlyQuest. Yeah, I mean,
that's what I thought was going to happen, but I guess not. They chose to get rid of the Luna. They just don't want the strategist line to look that strong. Are going to keep the Venom here, which, you know, we did see some love to Dive. They mentioned they really like Dive. Sambo and Soko both not afraid to do it if need be, but Sambo a really good Dive Vanguard.
I guess the reason for, like you mentioned, that backline, that Invis for sure, and then, you know, obviously Invis sets up Human Torch with those overhealth shields, so maybe Human Torch not as strong without that Invis, but Punisher bane on the other side, maybe targeting a little bit of that Ego Death Punisher play you talked about earlier, and an Iron Fist Protect. I mean, man, we're getting really unique with the side of FlyQuest.
I love it. I love to see it shaking things up. I mean, you scrim against a team a million times and you get used to meta and you understand how to play against meta, but once you go a little outside of it, it can shake things up in the match. So FlyQuest using that to their advantage, as we do see the lineup now of who they cannot play and who they've locked in. And we are going to see a change up in comp here, potentially some Iron Man. Ooh, Spider-Man being shown so far. Magneto making it through the ban, surprising.
Yeah, it is surprising indeed. Yeah, that is definitely interesting for the side of Ego Death to let that kind of play out. But we did see, I will say, to shout out Smuggus out on the side of EMEA, play a little bit of Spider-Man with Necros. Obviously the team they played against, OGC, maybe not the highest of quality teams, but I think that was Necros' best game on Spider-Man. Just to shout out that EMEA sign, shout out our EMEA counterparts over there. North American region though, map number 1 will be Domination. So we'll see in a moment when that map comes through. And like you said, Shiv, we got those bans, we got those protects coming through, but first map, head into Wakanda. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. I love Domination off the rip. Really gets to show the team fight capabilities. Obviously, heavy sway through that first fight, as you do see here. Penny utilizing that additional spawner. We mentioned this before. Will actually give you 50 additional HP in comparison to Rocket, which you'd only get 25. So when you are starting some of these Domination modes, don't be afraid to pull out Penny. Get your team a little bit of extra health for that first fight, because that first fight can dictate the match. As we start up here, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. I mean, I know we talked about Self on the other side, Mimo for FlyQuest. We talk about all-star rosters in the North American region. Energy is that guy, at least on Hela, on those type of heroes. So he's obviously trying to keep himself in discussion for one of the best hit scan players in North America, and Psylocke too.
Sabo and Spar Chief ego checking each other a little bit, still fighting right on that heel, just trying to buy that off angle, but it is not going to result in anything too much. Almost getting torched out of the sky with Hulk there from Spar Chief, who plays a mean Hulk. Also something along the lines of Groot, really good Groot as well. So Light going to be on that Iron Fist, showcasing that Iron Fist is very much still in the talks of playable, if not meta, at this level, just no longer insane after the slight nerf. And we are going to see him playing a little bit of a dance, just going in, getting some poke, making sure he can reduce that block cooldown, and then getting out and resetting. It's essentially like an off, an off Vanguard or something that can just draw a ton of fire. Zaytax trying to find an off angle here. It's going to be an ego check again, but no value as they're just kind of buying time on point, and nobody goes out. Spark going to find Sambal though, as it's now in the favor of FlyQuest, who are going to push into this point and shove them back towards the beginning. You can see this team heavily, both sides, putting damage into that middle segment of the map because it immediately pulls up the walls on both sides, and they want those to play off while they're defending the point.
Yeah, right now, Human Torch having to deal with Hulk trying to take him out of the sky. Self comes back through, takes him out, but Strategist Ultimate's built first for FlyQuest. They lose one first regardless, met by Cooper-Tastic in his dance floor.
Yeah, and there goes Emma trying to find some value there with the Psionic Seduction. Not able to get too much. We do see Cloak pop that immediately, just keeping the team up with that Eternal Bond. Energy gonna pop out there, I believe. Zaytax holding on, no value yet. Fist dealing a ton of damage, just so back and forth as energy goes down. Zaytax make that two as Cooper goes down. Zelos, Sambal takes out Zelos, and we are going to see this go back on the side of Ego potentially as they clean up the rest.
Unfortunately, it was in FlyQuest's favor when they just built all those Stratus Ultimates through taking damage on Tank, but now Stagger on a Spark Chief, letting him kind of fall off the map on his own in the domination, right? Any second, every second counts, and Ego Death, they worked themselves back into it after losing Sambal, although obviously they were doing a ton of damage towards those Vanguard players. FlyQuest changing up Spark Chief off of the Hulk onto that Captain America to help Energy on that Psylocke. Full dive is going to be their sort of win condition. Ego Death had that sky damage from Human Torch.
Yeah, we saw a lot more dive in 2.0. 2.5 has slightly turned that around a bit, but we still see it is very much viable as we see a shift in composition here from Fly trying to get onto the point. But, dive does struggle a little bit into the Emma. Soko is holding on to that Emma due to the banning phase, and here we go as Torch goes up in the sky, trying to get some value with that Supernova. Nothing yet as we do see Self get taken out there by Vess. Well done by Vess. Sambal onto Cooper, traded right back as Light takes out momentum. And the numbers are very much back and forth, but FlyQuest slightly up as Light takes out two more. Will he keep going? Zaytax falls. Light finds a third. Zaytax onto Vess, and it is so back and forth, but Light doing a great job here on Fist, finding this value and getting these picks.
Man, I have to say, this matchup, this tandem between Zaytax and Energy has been so exciting to watch two Psylocke goats kind of go at it, and nice job as well from Light, like you mentioned on the Iron Fist. He kind of he's playing that sort of anti-air Iron Fist, right? Also out of that dive, onto that backline. It always feels like Iron Fist does a good job at countering flyers just by the nature of being able to track them in the sky. Meanwhile, walking in right now, Ego Death trying to pick off these off angles, but early dive on the left side from FlyQuest.
Yeah, I like the early look here at Ego Death. Played very strong off the rip. Alt advantage for this next fight, but Zelos very close on Cloak, and you know how quickly that can turn around. As now we see Cooper, Energy with the alt, and FlyQuest sitting on 4, ready for some action. Spark Chief gonna pop Captain America to keep the team moving forward with that Freedom Charge essentially. Oh, but no, Energy gonna drop far, and that's back towards FlyQuest as they find 2. 4 to 6 in this fight. Energy just buying the location in space. Soko trying to get something here with the Psionic. Nah, it does find a few that will get trans, but no major value as that ultimate was popped for virtually no reason, but they are still holding on, so you gotta go to show some love for Ego, who's just trying to get as much, squeeze as much out of this point as they can before FlyQuest, but Zaytax onto Zelos, Energy goes down, Sambal on the Light, and wow, Ego once again sweeping everybody and holding on to the point.
Yeah, there's not, both teams are sort of not lacking lethality, but like it just feels like for the side of FlyQuest they are, right? Just not able to find those final hits. Now towards the point, committing to dance floor because they want a chance to sell in this FlyQuest met by the invisible boundary. So this is going to be extended fight, but you're missing players on FlyQuest. So this ultimate, unfortunately, you're not going to find any extra damage through it. Now you're just sent back defensively and you have to regain positioning against the Dance of Butterflies.
Yeah, damage boosted. Zaytax gonna find Zelos there. Well done. Get another as Cooper goes down. Both of the strat line falls. Light gonna take pick up momentum, but it's still going to be in the favor of Ego, just trying to buy enough time on the point. Great dodge there. Wow, Self popping off and avoiding that meteor like it was their job. So now just keeping the pressure on, and this could be the end here, as Ego might take this map, and they do.
I mean, we couldn't overstate it. Like, FlyQuest favorites to win this best of 3, first to 2. And, you know, on Burn T'Challa, it's domination. Anything can happen. But, man, that ban phase, I don't know if it was exactly how we would have expected, right? We let that Emma Frost go through. You said how earlier with that Psionic Seduction, maybe that was a little bit sus, maybe not the best Psionic Seduction from Soko, but that ban's coming through. If you just look at stats alone, Chip, I mean, he's literally double the Vanguards on the other side. He has the exact same, he has more damage on Emma Frost than both Zealous and Spark Chief combined.
It kind of plays into Emma's strength, right? Going dive, going to a little more aggressive brawl style into Emma. Emma just does it just a little bit better. So leaving her available to do what she does. Yeah, I did mention that ultimate, but cycling back to that, Ego was able to hold on to that point just through that ultimate, just buying time. She is CC immune while using that Psionic. So just kind of using it as an additional gain in charge. And they are going to push to map 2 with the advantage. So really well done here by Ego Death, who are looking clean on map 1.
Heading to the spaceport now. FlyQuest, what do you have in store? I mean, you have some wiggle room. Obviously, you have some cushion in this group, but everybody was talking about how this was a group of death. Everybody's saying how FlyQuest is a part of that group of death. Maybe we were talking about the wrong team. Maybe Ego Death themselves are the death bringers.
Yeah, and here we go, as we are going to see a neutral, just trying to gain some alt charge. Nobody has anything to launch off the rip here. Zatex putting some serious damage out. Zatex a very strong Psylocke, keeping the pressure on, dealing a ton of damage to Cap. Cap just doing what Cap does, living indefinitely on the point. Spark Chief using that ultimate. We do see Zelos fall, and we do see the play from Momentum, keeping the ult up, the Eternal Bond there, and just holding on to the point, but not able to get point. They are able to squeeze it out now, as Ego Death wins the first fight without having to commit too much.
Yeah, nice kick there from Soko. You talked about Emma Frost and the lethality of that character, just able to smoke the side of FlyQuest into the wall. They didn't have Shredder's ultimates like you said, so that first fight maybe not going in their favor. They know, Ego Death knows they have to force the Shredder's ultimate early out of FlyQuest, but you can get so much room with Cloak and Dagger's ultimate.
Yeah, Cloak can kind of pave the way for your team to press forward, but it's all about if they're able to, you know, there is no major takedown. You can find Emma at the very end of the Cloak ultimate and kick off and try to make a play if your team is committed, which you know these teams are. So there's potential there. You can't be too aggressive with it and a little too lost. You have to be ready to drive back to your team, but Zelos will pop that ultimate heading towards the point. Spark Chief finds Far, and that's good for the side of Fly early on in this fight, who are trying to take this back. Energy trying to deal some damage onto that Cloak, not able to find it, but Vess is going to clean that up. Momentum goes down. Well done by Vess, and Energy finds Zatex again. FlyQuest now finding their footing as they shut through this point. Cooper onto Self, and Fly is now going to get this point.
Yeah, they've at least forced out both Shredder's ultimates. You saw Sombel and I believe Zatex on their side try to go for that like one-shot combo with the tendrils, and you know, with the help of the Psylocke with the Emma Frost team up, but unfortunately they couldn't get it. Right, even through the Cloak and Dagger ultimate, you can sometimes find the damage to get that elimination, but right now, Ego Death coming back through. If they can build up towards Momentum's ultimate, they'll have a massive advantage. Early on, ultimate committed by Soko.
Yeah, trying to find somebody to get walking towards her, but no, not able to do so. Self getting the bubble and playing hyper aggro with all. Zatex gonna clean that up. Down goes Energy. Down goes Zello. Zatex on a two-piece. Can we see more as they keep the pressure on this point and try to drive them right off, and they do so as Spark falls as well.
Man, and they got early tick percentage because of the first fight they won, and now there's some stagger coming up. Light just kind of sitting back there. I don't know what it is. FlyQuest just feels like they're not playing aggressive enough. Cooper also gets found, so right now Self is just marking this Iron Fist, right? It's just gonna be constant back and forth. Light is found, has to dash away. I mean, Iron Fist, pretty much one of those characters that just can always live, just go health pack to health pack. But right now, FlyQuest backs against the wall. They don't have Shredder's ultimate just yet, but they're kind of getting themselves some space. They have some purchase towards this point.
Yeah, a good fist is virtually unKOable, especially if they can drive around the point like you see Light doing, just dancing off those walls, using the movement techniques, canceling animations on punch, and here comes the dunk with Meteor M. Bang! Oh, good stuff there. I believe that was Light. I'm not even sure if he stopped that in that moment. Excuse me, it could not have been. I don't even know what blocked that, but great play there as Invisible Boundary goes up. It is back and forth. Zatex finds Zelos. That's one. This could be enough here with the momentum shifting. Light trying to hold on. on, get some shield, 475 HP. Spark Chief finds Far Self, taking out Energy. Sable onto Cooper, and the numbers are dwindling as Ego is going to end this match 2-0 against FlyQuest.
What a blunder. What an absolutely insane map from Ego Deaths, the challengers, the unsigned roster. To win on Burning Calla was huge, but oh no, man. Zelos went down because Cooper-tastic switched to damage boost, and Zaytek, perfect positioning on the side lock, found the elimination just in that millisecond. People talk about this all the time. A lot of casual players are like, you can't make even the slightest mistake at this level, right? People are so good that even that millisecond of switching over to damage boost got Zelos killed, and he didn't have his ultimate to follow through the dance floor. And Jesus, what a terrible, terrible map number 1 for FlyQuest. That has to feel bad.
Yeah, like you're saying, I think they tried something different and it just did not work out for them. So it was an intense play. Look at Zaytek's 15 final hits there on the Psylocke. That is crazy. Light was able to find 7, able to get some value out of the fist. We know he is a strong fist player, but the rest of the team not able to get too much value out of the raw damage there. Tried to teleport there at the end for Cooper, but still not able to get to the point. So Ego looked really good out there, very clean, a little bit more of a unique comp. No shield in the front there with the Venom out, and Soko on the Emma. Emma, just such a presence on the battlefield. So well done again by Ego to push this thing through and get map 1.
Yeah, map number 1 for Ego, aka Ego Death. Sorry, it took me a second there to think about it. I just want a shirt of this team. That's what I was thinking of. Like, I honestly, just give me that, like, you know, white T-shirt, whatever, with that logo with the red slash through it, man. I will be a happy man. But obviously no bias here, right? I mean, we love the FlyQuest guys, we love the Ego Death guys, and right now Ego Death, they can name themselves. We talked about FlyQuest, top tier team in past tournaments. They have been a top team. They've won tournaments as well. I know that their players will talk about how they've never been able to really win a massive tournament just yet. They're always that second place, third place team. And it's because they're always trying to figure something out, right? They're always trying to sort of innovate. Maybe on map number 2 here, Shiv, do you think they try to innovate again? Their bans and protects were definitely unique. I don't know if we've seen any team, every region just always bans Emma Frost first, and I think we learned exactly why with Zaytek in that team up with Emma Frost on top of Emma Frost herself.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it being a little more unique, and it seems like they were almost in a 2.0 comp, right? It seemed like they were playing patch 2.0 there. Not saying, it can't work. It just obviously in that specific lineup did not work out for them. Burning Calla heavily on the side of Ego Death, pushing that thing through and looking really good, managing ultimates well, finding value when they needed to, playing off that Psylocke. Zaytek's 15 final hits looking really good. The side of Emma and Sable, Soko and Sable there, 5 and 6K are final hits. And then on the opposition, Cooper, Spark looking at Spark and Vest 3 and 2. So just not as much on the Vanguard line, and that could be a product of what we saw with Emma getting through. I think we'll see something different in the next ban phase. Yeah,
I think we'll see something different. I mean, this is a hard patch for Vanguards, man. It just really feels like a lot of the top tier Vanguard players are shining at the moment. I mean, you know more than anybody, right? It's just like, it's a tough one. We'll talk about it, obviously, when we come back to the break. I know you have a lot to say about the current patches. It's only been a couple weeks. We're going to go a short break. When we come back, we'll see you guys for map number 2.
Welcome back, everyone, as we just witnessed FlyQuest lose to Ego Death on map 1. Ego looked incredibly strong, and we haven't had a lot of eyes on him, man, so I'm excited to see a team that may be considered a little bit of an underdog perform at that level. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've heard a lot behind the scenes about how good these players are, and that's the thing about Marvel Rivals being such a new esport, and in the fact that we are now entering the biggest tournament of its life, right? Of the lifespan of Marvel Rivals. We've never had a tournament this big, $3 million on the line. MRC, I'm not going to say it seems like chump change compared to it, but I mean, this is a huge paycheck for any of these players, even in this group stage, right? If you win, if you get first place and the playoffs, $70,000 in your pocket, dude, that's a nice little bonus. That's all I'm saying. It's a huge bit of little money.
Yeah, we're in this game's infancy. $3 million on the line, 70K for just stage 1 is insanity. It puts so much pressure on, agreed, but it also makes people shine in the moment. And speaking of shining in the moment, Ego popping off, playing off that ban phase, potentially finding value out of the slip up there, and still they're just going to keep this thing going. I want to see a good match. I want FlyQuest to bounce back from that as we go into our ban phase for map 2.
Heading to Spider Islands for game number 2. Both teams gonna ban in the sync. Emma Frost this time, and they ain't making that mistake again. Shit, it looks like.
Yeah, Emma, scary out there right now. That laser is nothing to joke about. The extra range there helps actually with flyers too. A lot of people think Emma can't play into flyers. Well, no, still gets the job done. That laser is enough effective range to where flyers feel effective on damage without feeling a little too far up or too far out. So well played there on the ban, as we do see the lock-in on Magneto. Don't want to lose both, but we might see the Venom ban, and I don't mind that because Venom was kind of a problem for the backline.
I think people mentioned how Venom's a not relatively easy character to play, but in terms of divers, like, you just live forever, right? And that Venom on the side of Ego Death was creating so much space for Zatex with those dives. It was just that tandem, that duo between was it Soko or was it Somble on the Venom? I think it was Somble on the Venom, right? So Somble diving with Zatex every time was beautiful. That duo was amazing. We have a lot of questions as well. You know, as we enter the ban phase, Ultron banned for Ego Death. I think they did this exact ban last time, now onto the red team. So it swaps sides. You know, obviously Ego Death now onto attack. The higher seed FlyQuest chose red team last time, so they get those 3 bans in a row now to the side of Ego Death. And we have a lot of interesting questions, right? For Ego Death, we could talk about how new of a team they are. For FlyQuest, what the heck happened map number 1, right, if they win it. So a lot of potential discussion to come through as we enter this next map. Invisible Woman banned again for Ego Death. I think they did that last time. They really don't want to give FlyQuest that Human Torch Invisible Woman team up, it seems like. In Ego Death, you know, when they play it, seems like they're happy getting Self on that Human Torch, and they're getting, you know, one of their other players playing that Invisible Woman.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Somble on the Venom, right? 25, the most limbs in the game. Following up with Zatex. Zatex in at 24. They were playing off each other like peanut butter and jelly. So yeah, good ban out there. I like what FlyQuest is doing, noting the other team's strengths and eliminating them off the field. Getting rid of that Venom. Goodbye to the Emma. Now it's a little more even on the Vanguard line. A little more balanced, as we do see. Oh my goodness, I would love to see it from the side. Oh, this is a play from Self, right? Self is the Black Panther, so they do lock it in. I love it.
I love it. I mean, we're going to see this guy play his hero, right? And he was on Human Torch, right? Strong hero for sure. Not as strong as he was last patch, but still pretty good. Meanwhile, it does leave some different bans to come through, right? We saw Cloak and Dagger get played. And Luna Snow, obviously, in the last map with Luna Snow Protect, but it's a Loki ban coming through on the opposite side. Quick change up. So Ego Death not going to be able to play Loki or Luna, meaning Invisible Woman and Cloak and Dagger will be their back line. On the opposite side, FlyQuest, they cannot play Invisible Woman, Atom, or Ultron. So a lot of strategist targets in Ego Death cannot play that Venom that we saw worked out very well for them. So Zatex maybe going to mix it up. Punisher gets through this time. I believe it got banned map number 1, right, Chib? So now they get to play. I believe
so. Yeah, we haven't even seen much of him today either, even if he wasn't banned, which is surprising. I know Punisher's in a really good spot right now, just due to the recent buffs. But that being said, is going to be on the battlefield this time around. Spider Islands for the convoy. This map very common at this point. Teams seem to love to play on it. A little bit more defense coded off the rip on point 1. We do like to see the teams running triple because they can guarantee 3 fights. Guaranteeing more fights is how you hold on point 1. So playing up right at the spawn door there, then we'll see the teleport back for touch 2, and then at the end it's likely using a strategist to get that final touch as your team collapses in. Pretty much rinse repeat every time if possible. And then point 2 is also very difficult to push through, so very defense sided in my opinion off the rip, but we will see them hold very tight as they're up right here on the side of FlyQuest, getting eyes right at the spawn door.
Yeah, immediately close holding. I think we talked to Ricky about, you know, doing this as triple. With the Penny Parker, they did it, but, you know, we usually see this triple tank, at least towards spawn camp side. For a lot of teams, it's just gonna be triple strategist, triple support, or triple strategist, triple Vanguard. So it takes a lot to just break through this, and you already see that Squirrel Girl swap coming out of Sample as well. Zatex in a fall though on the inside. That's terrible for Ego Death.
Yeah, nice pick there by Vess onto Zatex. You mentioned the Squirrel Girl ship. That is just going to be dealing raw damage because right now the strategist line of FlyQuest off this triple Vanguard are just getting alt charged like it's nothing. We do see Far switching over to Jeff onto Ego Death. Far has said in their notes for this tournament, big fan of Jeff and how Jeff plays. We might see an ultimate play here at some point, but it is difficult to go into things like the Thing. And there is the tackle off the rip. Good Wolverine swap, has multiple, but could not get through the side. Oh no! This is going to pick off Far. Far almost gets away with it a ton. Grabbed there, but no, not able to get through that little, segment of the map by that tree.
Yeah, now missing the Jeff in this fight doesn't really matter. Far switching over to Invisible Woman. It seems like they're going to be able to push on through. Vestal gives get read by the BRB. Oh, the stun also comes through onto Light and Sparky. Magneto, meanwhile, counters on their side. Traded 1-for-1. Last lane as well to connect on the Cloak and Dagger.
Wow, good escape there by Cloak. I did think that was going to work out. Self with a good tackle off the Cloak ultimate. You see people try to find any way to get Eternal Bomb. We mentioned Emma kick. Wolverine does a good job of it. Spider-Man, there is ways to get them off of their ult, but here we go as Wolverine shoves us in. Vest goes down, looking for two. Sample takes out Zelos, and Ego is finding their way through this initial hold.
Yeah, great push there from Ego Death, but now we get that 3 fights, right? This is what we talk about on Spider Islands. Rest in peace, Shin Shibuya, by the way. Hope to see it soon in the map pool. But FlyQuest now coming through. Energy also going to swap over to the Winter Soldier. Meanwhile, this guy with the Thing. Oh my God, kidnap Light. Welcome to your own team.
Yeah, you can get thrown there by the Thing. The combination is terrifying. You throw him straight up into the sky and you let him fly around. And that is the fastball special there with a great tackle. Good escape. Right back, though, as they were not able to find much value, as Light was able to hit the skies quickly, drive them right back to this spawn door. Alts in the advantage of Ego, as they do have Soko and Far. Light is the only one holding on to Eye of Agamotto right now, but we will see Kraken impact soon here by Energy. Cooper with the dance floor. All this stuff is coming very soon as the Eye of Agamotto gets popped. It hits a few, but not enough to make any value just yet. The collapse still. Sambo gonna find Vess and still pretty close to even as Energy cleans up Zatex. Back and forth here as the numbers are even. Far gonna take out Energy. It is once again an even spread. And they are just gonna pop Qs and hold on. Good tackle there.
Yeah, I mean, they're trading 1-for-1, but I think FlyQuest really relied on that ultimate to come through from Energy. Unfortunately, he's going to go down. Clobbering time met by the Punisher ultimate, who was immune to CC, but no eliminations found. It looks like FlyQuest is back on out of there, dipping from the fight. So many ults committed. Vest obviously coming back up on another meteor ramp, but a lot of time has been chewed off the clock for FlyQuest. I think this is all in their game plan. Zatek does get Cooper, though. So one by one,
huge pick right now.
Falling.
Yeah, getting rid of Luna that early is massive, and they're playing off a great position and good space take here, as it looks like Ego's now kind of finding their footing here. 30 seconds on the clock. FlyQuest holding on to Vess. Will they be able to get this touch? It's going to be difficult going through this choke as they're all holding on tight here. No ultimates on the side of Ego, though. They got to get in there and touch, and they do. Here goes the ult. The Meteor M is up. Will it find value? Looking towards the backline out of the sky. Almost does it, but not gonna not manage to happen here. Good push away. Spark Chief falls by far. Zatex on the Vest, and that could be enough here for Ego to get point 1.
Oh my God! No, cancels that ultimate? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that is huge for getting point 1 as they do that. Just that. Pushing through point 1. Good cancellation there by Wolverine out of the sky, and Ego looked unbelievably fluid on that final fight.
Man, I'd be so sad. I'm terrified of Self right now. Look, Sample has him in his hand.
This is my nightmare. This is what I don't want to see while I'm sleeping. This is, as a Vanguard player, this is my nightmare. I know what's going to happen off maps here for days. Oh, crazy tackle. Oh, had potential, weaving himself all the way around, but still not able to find anything. Great job on the defense there as they are holding on. And we do see the judge coming out. Jury Executioner. Well, we don't see value through the Luna Snowball, turning around, but no. Right on the Luna. Cooper is low. It does escape. Great positioning and good movement, as we do hear Storm coming out too.
Yeah, Storm met by the Cloak and Dagger. Last stand from Self again. Energy finds one. Can he find another? Looks like Spark Chief's there to follow it up. So, I mean, they're getting the eliminations, even though they lost most of their team to Self. But finally, Self looks like he's running out of steam.
Yeah, finds that health pack. Could be enough to get another tackle. Very close, 4 seconds on until he goes for another tackle. Does pop the passive energy. Well done there. Great positioning. Taking 3 out during that fight. Energy does a great job getting a solid ultimate off and then cleaning up the rest, evening out those numbers when it did not look like it was in their favor. Spark, Chief, and Light holding on to ults right now, while Soko and Far on Ego doing the same. Who will get the most value as Vest is very close to Light. Gonna pop that Q, and there goes the dunk. Not gonna be enough. Good stop there by the Thing with the damage reduction. Beautifully well played, as you don't always need a shield to stop it. The Thing can do it as well.
Yeah, Spark Chief's looking so good on the Thing, and I bet you this weekend we're going to see so much good Thing gameplay. Although Spark Chief traded back, Sombo came back through. They come back in with the clobbering time.
Ooh, Cooper gonna take out Self. Luna Snow's damage just so ridiculously strong. Cooper with 1, but Energy not able to get too much there. Getting destroyed by poke damage. Is able to escape. Oh my god, Zatex. Oh, what a shot by Zatex with a nice jump there off the zip line. Using the momentum, beautifully well played, up in numbers as we go through with the Q ready. The final judgment. It could be crucial as this is a very difficult point to push through. Will they get the job done in this next fight?
I mean, his ultimate gonna get met by that Meteor M, which the Thing can definitely reduce that damage like you saw earlier. So let's see how they play this upcoming fight. Here comes that judgment.
And here it goes. The judgment's out, dealing raw damage, but gets dunked on as Vest says not today. Manages to hit the ceiling, but still was enough to get the job done. Momentum gonna pull out the Eternal Bond. It is back and forth. We do see Stratops popped. At this point, it's a waiting game, and it's getting returned right back. Soko finds Spark Chief. They're rushing in right now as Light's putting out some raw damage, looking for any energy. Takes out Far, and FlyQuest looking really good in this final fight. Soko turns it right back around. Vest onto Momentum. Make that 2 onto Sombo, and it is so back and forth, but it looks like FlyQuest will be taking this home unless this teleport is clean enough, and it's up there.
Yeah. It's up there. Overtime. It's ticking down. Invisible Woman, can she touch? It looks like she does. I mean, she's got some support here in just a second if she can live.
Vest takes out Far, and that should be enough, but wow, I for a moment there believed in the touch. Really well done.
Yeah, I mean, FlyQuest looked a lot better there. I mean, Spark Chief maybe a little bit over-aggressive, but generally a good round for FlyQuest, a good bounce-back round that you need. But, you know, shit, we literally just saw this game number 1, man. Like, we saw a team get stopped, second phase, and now FlyQuest stops Ego Death on their attack. We're switching sides now. And, you know, for FlyQuest, what can they do? I'm not crazy, right? They are going to over-attack. Was I literally just... wrong side?
Yeah, you're correct. No, you nailed that.
Okay.
You nailed that.
Wait, because the dagger's on Ego Death's side, right? So I'm thinking, you know, UI-wise here, right?
Yeah, no, Ego Death, Fly was defending. Yes.
Oh, now
so it is going to switch now. Yeah, we are going to see a switch now. Yeah, sorry. And I see where you're confused now. But yeah, we are going to see the team. I mean, the comp is staying the same. I think they did a good job. I liked what you're saying. Like, they seemed a lot more fluid as a unit. They almost held on point 1 there. Great final push there by the side of Ego. So I did like that. But no, FlyQuest definitely looking more like their old selves there. I think they woke up when they saw what happened on that domination game mode. Obviously, they chose this map. They do feel comfortable here. We do see that penny strategy that we talked about, where they are going to put out that additional spawner and get that 50 HP across the board for this first fight, because we know this first fight is very important. But Ego electing to not run the triple Vanguard, triple strat, and instead have Self on that Panther. So I'm looking forward to watching that.
He's teasing it. I think he knows we want to see it, and he's over there hiding behind that left side billboard, right? Just kind of lurking and waiting. Do they even know the Black Panther's here yet?
It is difficult to get Panther into Flyers, but we know the strongest Panther is just the rotation, the 180s, the high sense gaming can get the job done. It's very much a game of playing around your cooldowns, though. You gotta peek and pop and peek and pop and do it consistently. But if you get found by something like a Thing, which, you know, is difficult for Panther, you are in trouble. Energy looking right now. Light found out where Panther was, still escaped and decided it wasn't time yet. Is marked by Panther for the dash, but still buying some time. His Cap is on the field now from Sobble.
Well, you know what? That's actually a good matchup, too. Iron Fist against Black Panther, because at least, you know, most people can't track down Black Panther. Iron Fist can. Self, though, doesn't even care. Oh, my God. Goodbye, Zelos.
Just the raw speed. You can tell the practice. Sombo and Self putting on a ton of pressure into the back line. It's so difficult. You got to have your eyes looking in 2 different directions as energy goes down to Self, looking so clean out here on the Panther.
Shib, you gotta, in chat, anybody watching the game right now, you gotta get your best Black Panther friend who's been one-tricking him. Tell him to watch this game right now.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing way too much of that in ranked after this game. It terrifies me. You are not Self. I'll make that claim right now. No, honestly, Panther gets a bad rap, I think, in tier lists. Even so, you know, I've been somebody who's saying the same thing, but Panther at the top level is so difficult to track. As you can see here, Self taking out Zelos once again with just this clean sweep that has no time to even react or find out where he's at, as he does have that vast descent ready for this next fight.
Energy goes in, met by the Meteor M, dashes back away. Soko takes out Light.
Oh my goodness, Zatek's gonna drop Vaz, down goes Energy, and wow, Ego looking really good right now. FlyQuest, a little bit in their head, still have 2 minutes on the clock. It isn't too much stress just yet, but I do like to see this unique composition being run here and finding so much success. It's crazy.
Look where he's hiding, right? He's basically in first person, hiding over the top side. Sees Light, and we know we can't bear in mind, FlyQuest definitely favorites going into this matchup, so if they lose right here and now, 2 minutes left to go, that's gonna be brutal. So they need to find some kills, but against Self, they need to live.
Oh my goodness, that is the third time in a row Zelos has fallen to Self, who's playing so hyper aggro, and they just cannot stop this train as Zatex finishes up Spark Chief too.
I mean, it's just like a generational prodigy. Am I glazing this man too much? Light sees him.
I think they're just trying to find out his position at this point. He's holding unique spots every time. It's never the same location. I think Light's doing a little bit of scouting here to find out if he can get this pick prior to the backline getting deleted. It has been so difficult for Zelos to get out of the spawn door. Is holding onto that Q button. Light pops that ultimate. Zatex trying to clean that up and turn that right back around. Light takes out Self, and that could be huge, as Self has been taking a lot of pressure and taking a lot of space. Zatex drops Cooper, though, as it is evened out now 5-5. FlyQuest has got to get on their game here and keep the pressure forward, but it is going to be difficult as we do see the eternal bond out. Will they find more value? Good dunk there by Energy. Can I see 2? Make that 2. Let's see 3 as Energy is popping off and turning this back for FlyQuest. 4, an incredible line, and 5 as Energy pops off, cleans up the entirety of Ego, and forces this thing in to a final point contest. 26 seconds on the clock.
I mean, what a matchup between Demons. Energy showing that he is one of the OGs, one of the top tier players in this game on the Winter Soldier. But lurking over the wing is Self, the up and coming prodigy. Coming down, 11 seconds left to go. FlyQuest last shot to close it out here.
Zelos takes out far early, but Self turns it right around on Cooper. Both losing one strat. Will they be able to make this happen? Self now finding the second. Will they be able to do so? A ton of damage out, and Soko cleans that up as Zelos goes down. Wow, this pressure's insane as Vest goes down. Sambo on the Spark Chief, and that could be enough unless the teleport comes in right now for this round to end. Oh, great hold there. This could be a good time momentum buyer and shift.
Waiting at the overhead.
Your M is up. Oh, down goes Energy. Does not take out the Luna, though. Luna's still dancing. The teleport could come through as Zelos makes that switch. Light trying to buy some time, potentially turning this fight around here. Light dealing a ton of damage. Shamble takes out Cooper, though. Self onto Vest. Vest gonna res up Cooper. Self onto Light. This may be enough as Self is tearing up the back line.
I mean, Light's coming back with ultimate. Overtime ticks down. They have the touch. Energy's on. The thing is on. They have the sustain. It's just this Black Panther dashing back and forth. Zatex gets Energy. Can the thing stall long enough for Light to get back with the ultimate?
I love to see this. This is an insane set of plays. Sambo gets 2 as Vest goes down. Cooper falls, and that could be enough here as the teleport goes away. Light not able to hold on, and Ego Death with the upset, taking home the entirety of this match.
Holy, I have so many words that I just like want to just spurt out, but that is, it cannot be understated. One of the favorites for the whole tournament, already sent down to the loser brackets. That's crazy, man. Ego Death. I want to see an interview with these guys. Are they really egoless? You know, like, are they potentially super full of that narcissism, of that egotistical, like, sort of mentality? I don't know. We're going to have to talk to them a bit, man. I mean, that was insane. What a matchup. FlyQuest sent down the lower brackets in this group. In this group of death, Ego Death, rather, joins those top dogs.
Wow. I mean, we've seen FlyQuest bounce back from the initial loss before. They have gone through the losers bracket. They are a strong team, but I am mind blown. 15 finals for Self on the Panther teams. Not taking a lot of time to scrim against the Panther. Panther, a more unique divey strategy, just dealing so much burst damage in such a tight window. And I truly believe that distraction alone onto the backline, finding an early strategist pick nearly every single fight was enough to force Ego to take this thing home. Incredibly well done by Ego Death.
Yeah, like you mentioned, incredibly well done indeed. And we see, European teams play a lot of Black Panther. We've seen Tanuki on Berber Patapim play a lot of that character, and now over here in North America, you're seeing the value of that hero. And like you said, it is such a niche pick, Shib. Like you mentioned, it depends on the map, right? We go to Spider Islands, a lot of verticality, a lot of, sort of close angles to kind of climb up and, cover to hide behind, and you can kind of sneak around, sort of like Wolverine on steroids. It's like there's so much value you can find out of that hero, and you can see Self on any of these melee characters. He really shine. And, any map I think we see that is a little bit more close, right? Maybe the new map, the new Ultron map, we could see a lot of that character get played. There's so many things you have to think about in terms of map geography. Like you're gonna play on Krakoa. I don't know if you can play Black Panther on the map too much, right? You maybe play more Hela, maybe play more of those spammy heroes. And you go to a map like this, I mean, Black Panther truly shines, like you said.
Yeah, Araco, you mentioned Araco, really good for Panther. Those escape windows, a ton of teleports post diving the backline, just free angles. So that is very much in their favor too. They did take this W, so that pick will not be, in the future that we might see that from them on their picks as they go to Convergence and Convoy maps. But, Energy looked really good right here too. Did get a 5 KO, beautifully well played, but just not enough as Self just popped off. That very distraction heavy backline dive comp is terrifying to go against. I just witnessed the Panther on the enemy team and never the one that's on my team, but really well done there by Self.
Yeah, really well done indeed. And you know what? That's like, for as much as Self popped off on Spider Islands, we have to talk about the rest of the team on game number 1. I mean, everybody stepped up to the level of FlyQuest. It sucks, obviously. We know a lot of the guys from FlyQuest. To lose this early, it's tough. But they have that lower bracket to kind of come back. That's all we talk about. It's a little bit lighthearted here. It's not win or go home at the current moment. We'll see as we enter those, win or go home matches as we progress through the weekend. When maybe FlyQuest could get sent home already. And, go back game number 1. I think Zaytek played very well. You said on the Punisher, he was popping off. I think on the Psylocke, he was doing really well. I played against this guy a lot. He's been very good. I didn't expect him to play, I think, this good. And Ego Death as a unit look great. And right now we have Sambo in the interview, or maybe in a second when he gets on in here. But Shib, what a game, what a series from Ego Death. We got Sambo we're talking to. Man, congratulations. You look cool as a cucumber. I mean, what a game for you guys to win against FlyQuest. They are down in the lower brackets because of you guys. You 2-0'd them, bro. How do you feel?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, everybody was like, our team sucks. It's the 16th place team. Anytime we would do scrims, we would always be like, yeah, we're the 16th place team. And it was just hilarious. We knew we were gonna like do really good against them and beat them, to be honest. Like, we were completely confident the entire time. And like, yeah, it was just, we played our game super well. Couldn't stop us.
Yeah, I mean, your Venom was discussing map 1, man. I mean, they had to ban it out map 2, so a ton of pressure there. You guys are very comfortable on this dive, so I'm curious on your take right now. If you ban M out, do you think dive is still at the top if you can play coordinated enough? Because you guys in certain maps are really good.
Yeah, we played Overwatch, and in Overwatch, bro, like, dive is always king. Like, you can always catch their tail. You can always catch their tail. Like, it's easy to do, like, if you just lock in. And also, Coach Jitward, dude, he's the GOAT, bro. Jitward's a Spider-Man 1 trick, and like, everybody flames him, but bro, you don't know who he is. He won contenders. He's a contenders champion. Like, we're coached by somebody that's elite, and they don't even realize it. But yeah, it's just it's a clean, easy match for us, not gonna lie. And I think that we're gonna do really good.
Yo, for sure. I mean, I think after that matchup, you got a lot of new fans. I think that we even want, personally, Shib's like trashing your guys' logo. I think it's freaking amazing. I want like an Ego Death t-shirt, like I want your guys' logo on like a white t-shirt. That would look pretty clean, no?
That would look pretty nice. Dogman, there's something I want to tell you. Me and you met in Salt Lake City Gaming Con, and I watched you, and I was like 14 years old. I was 14 years old watching you play, and I was like, this is a professional. I want to do this. And we got like 3rd place in the Overwatch tournament over there, and like, it was hilarious, bro. But yeah, I met you over there.
Oh,
that's where I used to live.
That made me cry. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I remember you. I know what you look like. I was like, hold on, this looks like a younger version of that 14-year-old.
Yeah, my parents were there too. I think my parents talked to you. Like it was dope. I never basically in Overwatch I only got tier 2 level.
Let you try to go pro. I think I told them I told them to like make you go to school. So maybe not the most helpful recycling. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good. But no, our team, we have a lot of things to prove. Like we are better than a lot of people think, and I think this match proves it, obviously. But yeah, we got a lot in store. So just wait.
Yeah, I mean, you guys mentioned, like, you know, you're kind of okay with teams putting you down. It goes back to that ego death conversation. You're okay with that kind of talk. You'll just prove them wrong in the game. And I personally love to see that. You said you're being led and it's making you feel more confident. How does the shot calling work for your team? If you're willing to discuss that a little bit, is it a team discussion, or is it more led by a Vanguard or strategist?
It's basically like, it's ready calls. Like, ready? Let's go. Like, it's just, we know our positioning, we know our setups. Like, we understand the game really well, like better than a lot of people think. And also being like the team that people think is trash, it's a beautiful setup. It's like a Tom Brady-esque. It's like everybody thinks you're like really bad. Sorry. But
you got it.
Yeah, you just prove them. You just prove them wrong, bro. It's so easy. Like, especially this game, like it's all about timings, positionings, kiting. It's really easy to manage it all if you have a team and a unit that plays together.
Yeah, and you obviously been preparing for this moment, right? A long journey for you from that DIY, you know, it was Bring Your Own Computer. It was a BYOC event in Utah. And now, coming to this one, I mean, you've had a long journey to get here, and obviously now to make a name for yourself versus a signed organization. I'm sure everybody's looking at you guys. So, I mean, last question for you, Samble. You know, that combo, I think, between you and Zatek, I've seen him in ranked. He's a great player. I think you had that sort of tandem between Venom and Psylocke. You know, I think Psylocke obviously got those nerfs, but it felt like with that Emma Frost team up and with those dives, you guys just kind of tried to honestly destroy their backline. It just felt like they couldn't really do much versus you. Is there much you could say on that duo between Psylocke and Venom?
Yeah. Actually, Zatex wasn't even supposed to play Psylocke today, and we kind of figured that out in warm-up scrim, because usually Self is the guy that I'm diving with 24/7, but Zatex picked it up. He knew exactly what to do, because we just made like quick adjustments. Coach Jitward, bro. Jitward sends his regards, bro. You guys know him in ranked. You guys know him. I already know. And bro, like the adjustment that he made for us, like it just clicked in our heads. We're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we just play like that. Boom. Easy game. Easy adjustment. Genuinely.
I mean, dude,
awesome, man.
It feels like so many teams have to learn that from you guys. You know, just be able to like be ego-less, right? Have that ego death, like you said. So, Samble, thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for this interview. It's nice to see you again. I guess it's been literally like, I don't know,
it's been years.
8 years. That's been years, man. We'll have to catch up later. Make sure to check out Samble on social media platforms on X, and obviously the coach got Jimbit, the rest of the team as well. Congratulations on your win. We'll have to talk to you hopefully next time, and maybe one of your other teammates is going to come back through when you guys win in the next round.
Yep. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. And you too.
I'm talking to you, man. Well done out there.
Yeah, GG's, man. All that's sick to see, shit. I'm not gonna lie. A little bit of
dude, that's crazy. Dates you a little bit, old man, but no, honestly, no, honestly though, that was it was really cool to see the full circle moment there. And also, Jitward, come and get your flowers, man. They're really gassing you up. Well done on keeping this team cohesive. They mentioned making a switch prior to jumping right into this level of play and just feeling comfortable. It really is about keeping your team as a one single unit instead of having 6 individual players try to play their own game. So it seemed like they were all just, you know, ready calls. Just proves to me that the team understands each other and they don't need to question or ask questions. It's just ready, go. And that's all it is. And immediately diving right onto the back line. But wow, really well done. And we are going to continue this conversation and move forward to our next game when we get back.
To the bracket, Chipskis. We're going to the bracket, buddy. There's no breaks here for us. We got to look back at the tournament. We got to remember how amazing ego death was. Like, just amazing series. And like you said, there's a lot of discussion here. I think a big point we talked about was Samble coming in, and you know, it reminds me a lot of things. Like back when he met me in Utah. I hate to make this stream about myself. I'm not trying to, obviously, in the broadcast, but you know, like with Samble, meeting me back in that time, I think during Utah. That was before I actually was a professional, like actual full-time player. That was when I was trying to make it. And I was couch surfing at like a friend's house in Utah, and there happened to be like a $100 tournament I needed to play for because I just needed the money. So I just went out, brought my own computer to the tournament, competed, won like a $50 gift card from Salt Lake Comic-Con. Shout out Salt Lake Comic-Con. And you know, met him there. I just thought I met a kid, and I was like, okay, he's just some guy.